Let's talk about the Baxter Tower event. It didn't seem that it was overwhelmingly difficult, but let's just talk about the basic strategy. Things like this are important just for, in the game for now and going forward. It seems like the characters that were available are Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four members. So that's all Thunderbolt type members, including Lady Bullseye, and all Fantastic Four members in the game, not just the newest ones, the Fantastic Four MCU. The reason why this is important is because sometimes people get confused. Well, should I build this? Should I build that? And you're just going to kind of go with what you already have available in your roster. Not knowing how difficult it was going to be at the end. Obviously, it's going to start easy, but not knowing how difficult it's going to be at the end. We always want to go with our raid teams first. If we put plenty of power on our raid team, we want to use our raid team first because the raid team has sustain. They have built-in healing mechanics, things of that nature. They can replenish their abilities. That's what raid teams are designed to do, so they can go the longest. If you start out with your big cannons, for example, the Fantastic Four, they don't have any way to replenish their abilities, right? They're a arena team, so they're made to just try to stay alive, unload their payload, and hopefully at the end of the game, they're the ones who are still standing. So our intent was to save that until the end, again, not understanding how difficult the matchup was going to be. Overall, it seemed pretty easy. We were able to pretty much walk our way through it. There's some training orbs here. Again, we got our commendation. So you might as well take it, right? We might as well do it, get it done, get the stuff that we're able to get. Just by way of reminder, the Omega version is supposed to be for the end game type player, mid game and above perhaps, and the basic version is for the newer player. You have Fantastic Four MCU members in there, so it's a way to get that team up and running. They're the best arena team in the game, so you might as well go after it. We're just going to skip ahead here and look at the last matchup. It hasn't really been difficult so far. As you can see, we got most of our health, and this from climbing all the way up. We're going to take this hit here from Gore, and that pretty much shows us we're good, right? We're not going to be taking any more damage. So this is a gear tier 19 raid team. I have a couple members at 20. That's just typical for the end game progression. Am I mad at this content? No. I mean, we got to have some stuff like this. You have to engage with the content to get the stuff. So we're going to get some purple ISO, not super strong ones. We're going to get some gear tier 20 orbs. I don't remember if there was any gear tier 20 materials. So you're going to take that. We need stuff in the account. We're going to take it. No harm, no foul. Now, I do want to address something else that's going on in the game. And I want to talk more in depth about this at a later time. I've really been thinking about this, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase some content on this. So Marvel Strike Force it's kind of struggling right now, right? It's kind of struggling. For me to say that's a big deal, right? For me to say that's a big deal. And so I think some of it is what's going on right here. There's nothing wrong with this kind of content. Everybody's not going to have all the characters up to maximum power. And this event came by before, right? So this is the second or third time we're doing it. There was an unbeatable level, which is fine. Nothing wrong with having that for the story purpose of the game. Nothing wrong with having that at all. I'm curious, though, for how many people this was challenging content, right? Again, it's going to depend. If you don't have the teams, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit tough. But for those of us who've been playing, we got some training orbs there. Nothing wrong with that. We'll take that. We need that right now. But for those of us who've been playing for a minute, people are looking for challenging content. And it's hard to do that if the content is required, right? If I have to do this to get the regular stuff that's in my normal economy, like if those are those training orbs or something that the development team says, hey, this is supposed to be what you have, then right, it's hard to make content in the game that's challenging that might lock people out of those resources. So we need to come up with something. There we go. We'll take those Crimson Raid orbs. We'll take that. We need to come up with something that's above that, right? We need challenging content that has meaning to it, that's not going to necessarily punish you if you can't do it, right? There needs to be like a basic This is my basic, grindy, normal, everyday stuff. And then, you know, this is the next level, right? This is that end game content. This is the competitive content. Not necessarily player versus player, but like this is a strategy game. So you want content that strategizes. So one of the things I was actually thinking about, and we'll just keep looking at the footage that we missed just to finish out the discussion. One of the things that I was thinking about is, okay, this content here, what would happen if we dialed these characters up? We just reran this. Let's say we reran it 2 weeks from now, the same event, right? You got a chance to see it. You know what it looks like. And then it comes back 2 weeks from now for some type of competitive thing, right? Even if it's just the same two teams, the Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, MCU, but we dial it up, right, to whatever max. You put these characters at whatever the maximum level of the game is, or beyond. Give them extra power, right? Let it go for 2 weeks and just see how far people can go. Give people some type of big reward for doing it. That would be, again, this would be extra. This is not in the normal economy. This is in the competitive phase. If people want to skip it, they can. But there's people in the game that would love to be strategic and would like to go after things like that. And I know it's difficult to develop new things all the time. So could we repurpose some of the content that we already have? So there's this tower right here. Again, could we just dial it up to 11? Could it go up to, you know, difficulty 20, right? If 10 is a max, can we go up to 20? Is there a point where it's unbeatable, even for the strongest players in the game? Make it so it's unbeatable, right? To have the difficulty go up well past what you believe the community can do. And, right, we would each then have to back it down to the area that we think we could do the best. And then we try to feather up from there, put some, again, real rewards out there for people. And, right, the spending, you're encouraging the spending on the other side. So you're encouraging, hey, these events are coming. People that are spenders, you might want to max out those, you know, those Thunderbolts, that Fantastic Four MCU if you haven't done so already, and put some big carrot out there for people to go after. Everybody's not going to do it, but that's fine, right? That's fine. I'm coming to understand that there's different types of players in the game. There's people that play the game like me. There's people that play the game like you, right? If you're competitive, if you're grindy, if you're tactical, and you're trying to figure out that puzzle. I'm playing this on the free-to-play side, but there are people that play the game just like me. The exception is they spend more money, and there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody needs that challenge. That's what's going to bring people to the game. And when people can't do it, if people aren't able and they start complaining, if they start complaining that it's hard, you just got to let that happen. You just got to let that happen. Don't change your mind. You just got to let that happen. People whine, they complain, and then what happens? They start talking, they start strategizing, they start figuring it out. And for the other people, they're just going to complain anyway, no matter what you do. So you might as well, right, just be known for what you're supposed to be doing and let the complainers, because they're going to complain anyway. These are just some of my thoughts. I've been thinking about this for a minute. I'm going to try to come up this weekend maybe with a better video on the topic, really dive in. So please put your thoughts in the comments. I'd like to collect some of those. Seriously, I want to get this discussion going. I'd like to collect some of that thoughts, and I'm thinking this weekend I'm going to come out with a more aggressive video, right? Gideon usually doesn't make aggressive or negative videos, but I think this weekend, I think I'm going to. We'll see. I think the game's in a bad spot. For me to say that, that's a big deal, but I think I understand what can be done to make it better. But I want to know your thoughts. Leave them below. Try to enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.